Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem privilege that belong us unto the elder apostles at Great Millstone for the teachings of the scriptures among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Now this is a video about the currency of the world, and this is the last currency that we're dealing with, which is the dollar, the US dollar, right? So you had the gulden, which is gulden, but it says here the Dutch name gulden, which is in the English they would say gulden, was a Middle Dutch adjective meaning golden, and reflects the fact that when first introduced in 1434, its value was about par to the Italian gold florin. The Dutch guilder was the de facto reserve currency in Europe in the 17th and 18th century. Right, so it started, let me say it different. For now, this is place 3, right? World currency number 3. It says here guilder, which is English for gulden. Currency guilder. Currency guilder, it remained the national currency of the Netherlands until it was replaced by the euro on 1 January 2002. Right. So now this is the gulden, of course. Back in the days, it was golden. Well, it was backed up by money, let's say that. In the 1400s, it was backed up by gold. Just like how the American dollar, just like how the American dollar was backed up by gold. As you can see here, 5 golden, 10 golden, stuff like that. It was backed up by gold, but now it's garbage. Then the second place of the world currency was the United Kingdom's pound sterling, was the primary reserve currency of much of the world in the 19th century and first half of the 20th century. That status ended when the UK almost bankrupted itself fighting World War I and World War II, and its place was taken by the US or the United States dollar, which is the currency that we're living in right now. The US dollar becomes the world's reserve currency. The US dollar was officially crowned the world's reserve currency and was backed by the world's largest gold reserve thanks to the Bretton Woods Agreement. Yeah, it was. Instead of gold reserves, other countries accumulated reserves of the US dollar, because back in the days, people actually worked with actual real gold. And the US dollar was actually backed by gold. It was. The United States dollar is not backed by gold or any other precious metal. In the years that followed the establishment of the dollar as the United States' official form of currency, the dollar experienced many evolutions. Right, so it says here, with the resumption of convertibility on June 30, 97, sorry. The government again paid its debts in gold, accepting green banks for customs, and redeemed green banks on demand in gold. What am I looking for? I know what I'm looking for, but I'm looking for it. Wait. Yeah, this one. Here, August 15, 1971, the government held the $35 per ounce price until August 15, 1971, when President Richard Nixon announced that the United States would no longer convert dollars to gold as a fixed value, thus completely abandoning the gold standard. Right. So now basically the paper that you're actually using is useless. It's only useless. It's only valuable in your mind. It's like monopoly money. Everybody believes it, so therefore it is. But it's not backed by any precious gold, nor any precious metal, nor gold. So it's actually really useless. So I typed in what will be the world's next currency. Sorry. Sorry. And of course it says here, one world currency, Earth 2050. The world will run on one currency. And you will need an identification chip in order to use it. Everyone will be assigned an identification chip at birth. So of course I clicked on it. Where was it again? Here. Here. And you will need an identification chip in order to use it, because the world will run on one currency, and we can find that in the scriptures, which is Revelation chapter 13 verse 14. And he deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, which represents NATO. And the woman on the beast is that woman is America, Babylon the Great, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live, which is the fallen Roman Empire. That is that beast that had one of the heads of it was wounded. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So if you don't do basically what they say, they're going to put you to death. And he caused it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So, if you don't take that mark, then they're going to want to put you to death. But here, they're going to put you to death, but yeah. So, of course, I clicked on the rest of this web page over here, and it goes to this. So as you can see here, one of their predictions for 2040 and all those type of things and stuff like that. For example, world without beards. Wait, they want to have a world without beards, communities for robots, espionage in unmanned vehicles, and fashionable clothes hacking. You have all these things that they are planning to do. Right, mass chip implantation, and mass chip implantation. This was written in 2017 for the prediction of 2040 and of course 2050, because this website is called 2050 Earth. You know, countries that form communities and unions, such as the remains of the European Union, will try to solve the problem of illegal migrants through labeling legal citizens and taking control over the movement of people in public places. This will reduce the number of crimes committed in public places, but will create clandestine, so I looked that word up, clandestine, kept secret or done secretive, especially made illicit, secretly. This will create secret camps area inhabited by such migrants, so people don't know where they are basically, because it's secret. Hey, torture could happen there, or harvesting of organs, stuff like that. Harvesting of organs, you know, stuff like that, like Guantanamo Bay or something. Also, there will be a black market of stolen and forged labels that people will learn to hand over. How they gonna learn you? They gonna hurt you. Because it says here, well, somebody put a comment, of course. Things like that are cheaper and more humane than chipping people like pets. But anyway, now I clicked on a few other ones, and it says here, for example, beard removing mode. So they're gonna make it to where they have a world without beards. These Edomites, they think that they are going to achieve this. They really believe this. You know, so they can recognize, do face recognition mode, beard removing mode, and stuff like that. That's one of the ways why, for example, when you had that, if you have a mask on, then it is very easy for a computer to actually, or a software to actually scan your eyes and stuff like that. Later on, they're gonna perfect that so-called technology. Cell phones are integrated with humans. Integrated. Cell phones are no longer separate tools. Instead, chips controlled by your mind are implanted near your temple. Does this sound familiar? To receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads near your temple. But it's actually behind the forehead, which is the brain. Right, so I'll read this after this one. Sound is heard through the bone, and visuals are displayed like heads-up displays through your eye's retina. Making a call is simple. You merely think of who you need to call, and the cellular interface receives the number from your memory bank or even through the internet cloud via Wi-Fi. And you all should know what a cloud is, right? A cloud is somebody else's computer. You have to understand that. A lot of people like to put their pictures on clouds and stuff like that. But what is a cloud? Cloud computing is the on-demand availability of computer system resources, especially data storage or data and computing power, without direct active management by the user. And you can't really control it 100% because it's just there on somebody else's computer. Large clouds often have function distributed over multiple locations, each location being a data center. So what is a data center? Data center, data center. This is a data center. A data center is a facility like this where all that information is being stored. But the point is that somebody else has, 100% has, the capability of having access to that data, which is stored up in stuff like this and stuff like that, and they could just go window shopping and check out your stuff if they would feel like it, especially if you're already numbered, because they say that if you do something against the government, then they're going to be able to, shut your chip down and stuff like that. So it says here, one world currency. The world will run on one currency, and you will need an identification chip in order to use it. Everyone will be assigned an identification chip at birth, and this will be our new form of identification and currency. You will not be able to purchase or sell anything without this chip implant. This chip will make it more secure and convenient to purchase things in the future. Life will be easier, but we will lose our sense of privacy. It's not the sense of privacy. Just this is a trick on snake word, because sense is what is a sense? Sense is a feeling that something is the case. No. It says we will lose our privacy, not sense of privacy, because you might feel it and stuff like that. It's not just a feeling, it's a fact, right? Because they say like you only have to think of something and then you can call somebody, meaning, wait a minute, that chip is actually accessing your memory. So let's say you think of something that you just did with your girl, or whatever, man. You just, basically, you can't lie no more. For example, not that you're supposed to lie, but let me give you an example. Let's say you drink on a weekday, you know what I'm saying? And therefore you couldn't get up early enough to go to work. And then while you're going to, so now you're on your job, you be like 5 minutes late, and you tell them like, hey man, shit man, it was an accident. And guess what? Can't do that no more. I'm just giving you an example. Because they're going to be able to check out your chip if you're lying or not. And of course, with the cellular telephone thing, you have the cloud storage. That's why I would advise you not to use cloud storage for anything, because it's not in the clouds. It's not in the freaking clouds. It's actually in somebody else's computer on their facility. Cloud refers to servers that are accessed over the internet and the software and database that runs on those servers. Okay, what are servers? Cloud servers are located in data centers all over the world. Yeah, I already showed you what cloud services are and what data centers are. Data centers are these things. This. Your information is here. Let's see your sexy little pictures of your little girlfriend. Is right here somewhere. And somebody else can access that. They already did it with the nude leaks and stuff like that of these I'm not gonna click image, but you had a wait, what was it again? Celebrities iPhone leak. Celebrities who have been hacked in 2017. Let me see. Nude photos of Christian Stewart, Miley Cyrus, Tiger Woods. All their nude photos was actually being put online. It says here, in just a few days in 14, sorry. This was in 17. The iCloud hacking scandal grew to include an estimated 100 celebrities, including singer Rihanna, Ariana Grande, and actress Victoria Justice. Many have taken to Twitter to express their outrage, whatever, or denounce the photos as fake, blah, blah, blah. But the point is that where were their clouds? Where were their photos? Their photos was on the cloud, so yeah. Watch out with that cloud nonsense. It's just somebody else's computer. So I clicked on this also. By the way, I'm going to put the link in the description box because I don't want to make the video too long. Because I have clicked a lot of these. Not a lot, actually. I've clicked a few of these things. Like here it says retired athletes. So okay, didn't even know that. But here is the retired athletes. And I looked around and I saw this MetaBook, which is Facebook. Warning, hate speech detected. Elimination team on the way. Stat still. Oh, is it stay still? I think it's stay still. Right, because the Y is kind of weird. Here, the Y is here different. But this is handwritten, I think. It looks to be handwritten with like this, and you know, and then T something, and then you know, like that. But that's, I mean, handwritten with the mouse. So they come and basically eliminate you if you have some form of speech that goes against them. Here you have somebody running like a lab rat, and everybody's all hooked up in this fake world. You see the octopus, which is going back to, you know, the tentacles of these people, these Edomites, these elites, and their tentacles spread over the whole world. Nothing is beyond our reach. So basically, this is what it represents, and this is what it means. As you can see it here also, these Edomites, they're red Edomites. They have their tentacles all over the place, because this is what they do and this is what they represent. But I'm going to read in the scriptures that this plan of theirs is going to fail. And also, when you chop off one hand, another one grows instead. Excuse me. That is their philosophies. And this is what they actually represent. You know, that they govern the world like this. This is the standard oil. But this is their standard, meaning their filthy paws is all over the place. And basically, you can't stop them because it's Satan. That's why the Heavenly Father is going to stop them. So yeah, you can see this octopus being depicted right down there. And you should know what it means, right? Well, I just showed you. They're everywhere. What was it again? What was it again? It says that, where is it again? Yeah, nothing is beyond our reach. That was the point. right? So, warning, hate speech detected, elimination team on the way. Stay still. Run, Forrest, run. Because you're playing Switch on a game tip, right? You best to run, you know? Yeah, will never be whatever. You can check this thing out for yourself and stuff like that, but here you have Marty, of course, from Back to the Future. They're gonna send you on a VR type mission, whatever. Then you can go back in time and just protected by you. Here you have these pigs with a SWAT fly, with a SWAT, the SWAT flies, smack you basically. Parasites. Anyway, so by the way, that was the world of retired athletes and of course children. But you can check the rest for yourself. But this is the world plan, what they're trying to build. Gold bearing algae. Let me see. Biometric payment coming soon. Istanbul. 3D printed drugs. They want it. It's funny. Drone loudspeakers for concerts. Retired athletes. Yeah, I already clicked on that. Biometric payment. Controlling the tides. Virus damage, DNA information. Students skip distant lessons. Mass chip implant. Yeah, I already read that. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to put this link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. Then you have the... Already read that? Right. RFID chip will replace money. RFID chips are used in pets to identify them when they're lost. The microchip implant that will let you pay with your hand. This is what they're representing in the future. We already know what that is, and this is published in 10 March 2022. Swedish people are getting chip implants to replace cash. This was already in 2019. Chip implant replaces credit cards and cash. I'm going to put all these links in the description box. Sweden says goodbye to cash with microchip implants. So they're already busy with it on a smaller level, but it's getting larger and larger. Be the first to do stuff. And therefore, what the Heavenly Father is going to do, because we are at the end of their currency. Their currency used to be the gulden, and then it turned into the pound, which is number 2, and now we at number 1, which is the U.S. dollar. Where was that word again? Yeah, U.S. the world's reserve currency, right? The U.S. dollars. So now going to over here. Now it says here, Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 verse 8, because of unrighteous dealings, this is on all unrighteous, injuries, they're going to damage people, and riches got by deceit, they're tricking you. That's how they get rich. For example, led by Elon Musk. Here. Now it says here, led by Elon Musk, crazy gains. American billionaires have added nearly $2 trillion to their fortune during the pandemic. How did they do that? Because a lot of people have no jobs and no work. So how did they do that? Well, for example, you're going to be overpriced for a lot of businesses, because a lot of businesses, they're being overpriced. Like, for example, if the thing costs like what, $500 or something like that, or maybe $200, they can raise the price up to $1,000. For example, GPU prices. Oh. You had GPU prices before and after the so-called pandemic, right? Now, so before the pandemic in 2020, when it started, it was like maybe Maybe one was like, for example, you see here, this thing, it started at, you know, this amount of money and stuff like that, right? And then it basically rose up to this. So it went sky high. But this is not an accurate number. Wait, you see here? Oh yeah, this was the percentage. I thought so, like, this is not, oh yeah, it is the percentage. I was like, huh? This is not the amount that it costs. It costs actually more than that. But I want to see actual prices here. Right. So around here, it used to cost like, let me see, 360. Right. It used to cost like what, 400? It was actually 400. And then it rose up, up, and then it went to like 3,000. And now it's going back to over here. This one was supposed to be actually, I think 900 or something, because the 3090, this is all technology nonsense. The MSRP used to be 1,500, but it turned into, you know, 3,000 something, right? It's getting lower now, but that don't matter. The point is that they made money in the 2020s, right? It was supposed to be that, and then you had the, which is this one. So basically, this is how they deceive you. This was 699, and this one, therefore, then was, this was 400. Oh, 329. Okay, cool. So how much is it now? Shopping. Now it's 361. No, that's not it. This is 3050. Let me see the 3060.